Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Heather Marshall, and I'm speaking to you today from my home office in the North Georgia mountains. First of all, what did I want to say about this week's readings and the integration of spirituality, faith in what we do as Christian counselors? I have been grappling with the idea of, do I want to say that I'm a Christian counselor and therefore potentially negating potential clients who would come to me otherwise, or do I want to say I'm a professional counselor operating with a Christian worldview? And that's definitely what I have decided upon, is that I definitely want to operate as a licensed professional counselor with a Christian worldview. And with that, I believe I will be able to provide services and minister, if you will, to those who may not come to me otherwise with Christian in my title. The model that I wish to uphold is the allies model. I definitely don't see theology and psychology as the enemies of each other. I in fact view that as quite the opposite, in that I believe that they can coexist among each other and inform each other. And so that's the model that I intend to use. The challenges that I might continue to face, or at least have faced mostly until this particular week, has been that of some of my personal beliefs, values, and religious stances, attitudes, all of that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Is that I will need to continue to bracket all of those things that I come to the table with, and I believe I've already started to work on those. In fact, some of the issues that I thought that I would never be able to work with, some of the populations that I would never be able to work with would be, for example, someone who's going to see me as court-ordered, court-mandated counseling because he is a convicted pedophile. Because of personal experiences in my past, I would have a very difficult time with that. But then I'm reminded in some of the scriptures, and the first one I wanted to read to you is in 1 Corinthians 9, verse 20. Paul is saying to the church of Corinth, "To the Jews I became like a Jew to win the Jews. To those under the law I became like one under the law, so that I might win those under the law. To those not having the law, I became like one not having the law, so as to win those who are not having the law. To the weak, I became weak, so to win the weak. I have become all things to all men, so that by all possible means I might save some. I do all this for the sake of the gospel, that I might share in its blessings." So I believe what is important most in the client-counselor relationship is the relationship. That was cited by the authors of our text, Simmons, Lilly, and Coonley, in the year 2020, page 145. But if they don't align with my own, then I will have to, like I said, bracket those, and so that I can utilize something our authors refer to on page 147 as the fifth force, which is positive relationship between faith and mental health. And since religion equals spirit plus institutions, I will ask about a person's spirituality in effort to meet them where they are, and not talk about religion as it's a set of orthodoxies in a particular, excuse me, in a particular institutionalized setting. To that end, I think it's important that I will include a statement of maybe perhaps my biblical worldview, and not my Christian beliefs, but my biblical worldview in my informed consent, so that clients are made aware of, that I can counsel them where they are. They may not believe in the same God as I do. They may believe in Buddha. They may have an idol, a graven image that they worship. They may have some unknown entity. It may be part of a cult. They may study rocks and geology. Or it might be someone who's strictly just an atheist or agnostic and really doesn't know what they believe in, and for sure know they don't believe in God. Daniel, in our other textbook written in the year 2020, on page 3, discusses that counselors are aware of and avoid opposing their own values, attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. And this is woven in also with the ACA Code of Ethics as promulgated in the year 2014. There's another scripture that I wanted to refer to that I think speaks to us as students of the counseling profession, and that is found in also by Paul in 1 Corinthians 13:1. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only the resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. And I know we've all heard the next few verses in that same love chapter it's referred to in 1 Corinthians. And I know I have, because I've been in church since utero. But it spoke to me differently this time as I read it under the umbrella, perhaps, of counseling. And that is, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. And that follows beautifully what the authors of our text say in regards to the integration of faith and counseling and belief systems. And also citing Jones and Buttman's 2011 study on page 470, I will utilize a concept called imaging the character of God, which the authors cite on page 157, imaging the character of God. And I believe that's what Paul is talking about here in Corinth. We don't have to love the sin, but we do have to love the sinner. And for us to meet people where they are in their plight and pain in life, it's critical that we stay open-minded and seek to find the truth to help them to achieve wellness, which that's what everything I'm reading talks about, is that you should be on a path towards wellness rather than trying to diagnose a pathology or something medically wrong with somebody. We're on a path to help them find healing, however that may be. And I think I have covered all the main components. I appreciate your watching this today and hope you all have a blessed week. Goodbye.